Senator Daschle, we have spent, certainly since 9/11, a tremendous amount of time, energy, resources, money, and American blood to ensure that a terrorist does not sneak a nuclear weapon into the United States. That's been the doomsday scenario since 9/11. And yet, from everything that we're talking about, it sounds like a bioattack could potentially be more dangerous than a nuclear attack. Is that hyperbole or is that truth?
That's not hyperbole at all. In fact, Congressman Greenwood's recency experience is one I can relate to. My office was the target of an anthrax attack a month after 9/11, and it was an aerosolable anthrax compound in an envelope. A member of my staff opened it up and 28 people were exposed. 6 people had died in previous experiences in the last month prior to that moment. But it doesn't take much imagination to think about that aerosoluble quality in a sports complex, a metro system, anything that has an enclosure where aerosolubility becomes just an enormous capacity for spreading this threat through miles, perhaps, of tunneling, or over 70, 80,000 people in a sports complex. So the threat is real, the technology is there, the capacity is inevitable, and I don't think there's any question that at some point we're going to be facing circumstances like that, making the anthrax attack in my office, affecting only 28 people, look like a picnic. I mean, it is the consequences of biodefense are every bit as serious, every bit as consequential as any nuclear scenario I can think of.
I think you bring up 2 very important points. I think, number one, a nuclear bomb only goes off once, whereas a biological weapon can spread potentially throughout the entire country. And I think you brought up the second point, is that when a nuclear bomb goes off, you know it's gone off, as opposed to infecting people who may not know they have been infected until 24 to 48 hours later. I remember with anthrax, I believe the first person who died didn't know they were infected. And if they're allowed to get out and spread, then within a few weeks, the entire country could have something roaming around and not realize it until the symptoms show up.
Exactly.
And more often than not, we have to treat them within 2 days. And if the symptoms take some time, it's almost impossible to save lives.
So I'd say if one of these infectious diseases, let's say starts in an animal or a bird, goes to people, and then it starts to spread among people, we're accustomed to saying, oh, something can only be transmitted by exchange of bodily fluids. We're talking about airborne pathogens here. And that's why it could spread so quickly. That's why the flu epidemic of 1918 killed at least 50 million people. So one of the things we found is that the detection system that was set up after 9/11, after the anthrax attacks on Senator Daschle's office, is not really functioning. It's not up to the technology today.